Hi everyone, so today we are going to do the first challenge of Android Application Exploitation series of Karachi. The first challenge was layer 2 and I think it consisted of 100 points. I do not have the description of it since I was in the Lahore pool. So we're just going to take a static look at it and see like what is happening in here. So I'm going to use JetX UI for it. Let's take a look in the main activity. And we're not going to go line by line, but just actually we will understand what's happening. So here we can see that when we are clicking on a view which is in the application, it is going to set this text in it. So that would be, are you kidding me? So after that, it is going to decrypt, call this method, and whatever the method is returning, it is going to store that into this URL string, right? So in case, and this is write down, this is the method which is being called over here. So if it fails, it is just going to set this in that variable, and what is the value of this? That is empty. Okay. And then it is going to create a hash map, basically a post request of HTTP on this URL, which is actually being decrypted and being fetched from the strings. We'll see that. And then it is creating URL encoded request probably of username and user password. And those two are also supposed to be fetched, I guess, from strings. Yeah, r.string.username and pass. So over here we can see that it is calling the class AESing decryption. We can check that out, and we have the class over here. And then we can see that it is calling the decrypt method from that class, and it is passing it 3 parameters, I guess 3, right? Karachi, welcome to Karachi, and base64 decoded string which of IP address. So we can see that it is AES decrypting it, right? So we need these two. We already have them, so that's cool. We don't have to find those. So we can see, so you can see that there are 2 methods over here with the name decrypt. So in Java you have method overloading. You can actually utilize that to call methods of 2 names, right? But when you specify the different data types, it automatically knows that which method it is going to call in turn. So this method, when that this over here gets called, essentially it is going to call this method, right? So this one takes in our data as string, the IV str and key str, and then it converts that into bytes, right? And then in the end it is going to call cipher.init2. So 1 is used for encryption and 2 is used for decryption, and then it is going to return data in bytes, and I guess that data is then going to be encoded into base64. No, actually decryptor and from base64. So we're going to use just this method. It is already calling decrypt here. We don't have to do much. We just need to replace this stuff. So what I'm going to do here is just copy this code. I'm going to modify it a little bit to fit our use case. First, we are going to see the value of IP address and username and password. So to see that, you can just come into resources, resources.arsc, res values, and here you have string.xml. And from string.xml, here we have the IP address, right? So this is the string we are going to decrypt. So we have the user and user pass in clear text. So that is something which makes it easy for us. And then there is this thing flag1, which consists of value string to large. So this is actually a bug in the application. While it was built, they specified wrong data type. So this flag here is invalid. That means from a total of 3 flags, we are just going to fetch 2 flags, not this one, right? So also regarding those 2 flags, we'll do some discussion about them as well. So I'm just going to create a Java file here. We'll just name it layer2 Karachi, not Java. And I'm going to paste the whole source here. I'm going to remove this library, right, because it is being called from the Android SDK, which we do not have in our Java libraries, right? We can actually do that as well, include them, but it would be a hassle. So it's easy to just use Java's internal base64 decoding methods. So I'm going to remove this. So just a second. Did I remove something bad? What's happening with the syntax? It's like real weird. Okay, it's cool now. So I'm going to create a main function over here. It should have automatically deleted. Okay, it did. So and then I'm going to call this method, right? Because we know that it automatically decrypts it and gives us a string in return, right? We do not have to format this output returned by these methods over here, right? So I am going to pass to it there are parameters from JetX which we have over here, right? So the first one is the ID, the second thing here is the secret key, and the third thing is going to be the flag, which we have in here as well. Where did it go? It should be in strings, right? So going to copy that and paste it over here, right? What happened? Okay, there we go. I called Control X instead of Control S. So we're going to pull this file here and see what errors we have. So the first thing here is cannot find symbol. Okay, so remember we removed the Android base64 encoding library. So we need to call, I think it was java.util.base64. Is it right? Does the B have to be capital? I'm not sure. I'm not sure why code is not auto-completing this stuff. It should, but whatever. So as far as I remember, I think this is the right one, right? So we're going to go down where it is decoding it and passing it to it, right? So here, just to confirm, so 43, 47, right? So we don't need this encrypt stir and to base64, right? We don't need it at all. We just need this one because this is essentially going to, I'm going to close and open that. I'm not sure why the format just gets messed up every time. So I'm going to replace this over here, right? This whole block. So this is what that Android library does. So in turn, I'm going to do base64 dot get decoder dot decode, right? And this here takes a string from us that is DESTR. You can see that over here, right? So there we go. I think it should be in capital. Okay, I think it auto-completed and stuff. So it should be good to go. Let's see. So it says, oh yeah, so you can see that all these methods over here are throwing exceptions which need to be cached. That is something in Java you have to do. So just do this, try, catch, and I think if I remember correctly, okay, I don't remember. We can just copy this code from here, which it catches that. So here it is, catch exception E. I'm going to remember this for next time, I'm sure. There you go. So there we go, and I'm going to copy this and paste that in here. Alright, call this and see how it goes. And it didn't print out anything because we are just returning it. Can we system.stdout print this stuff? Can we do that? Let's try. I don't want to call print in our main function. I guess you have to maybe clear the type void. Is that okay? Does that work? Okay, I'm not sure, but this is somehow messed up. Was that supposed to happen? I mean, we do have API index.php here, right? But the string here didn't decrypt right or something like that. So we're just going to take a look, right? So I'm going to, let's just do that from the start and do it the way it is supposed to be. I don't think that was the issue, to be honest. That isn't the issue, I'm sure. Even if we do this, it is going to print that wrong. So we have to work over here, right? Remove the stuff we don't need. We don't need these encrypted parameters. So we need this method over here. We are going to rename this to dec, right? And I'm going to actually, does this UTF-8 does something to it? Like decrypt method. Is it even taking UTF-8? Right, it isn't. Like, why are we, oh, okay, so it's actually the string, right, which is creating it. So it's, I think that's cool. So call this dec, and I'm going to add that over here because this method is being called in here. I'm going to sequence it a little bit, so it's not confusing. So this method calls this method, right? Everything cool here, right, with the bytes data because it needs that. We can actually move code from here to here and move this method at all, but I don't think so. We want to do that right now. And right, okay. So I think we're cool here. Dec, IB bytes and everything. I have a Discord message. Let's run it. What do we got? Okay, it says cannot find symbol. Okay, yeah, so we need to pass it this method now. That would be this, right? I'm going to actually store the value in a variable for now, and since it is the return type is byte, I'm going to use that, right? I'm going to say maybe dec. Okay, no, we have already used that. AES sure. And I'm going to system.out.println AES sure. It's not going to work, but I just want to. So we have an extra bracket in here. What's the issue now? String cannot be converted to byte. Okay, so we need to actually base64 decode this, right? Remember the decoding we were doing in that one? So get decoder, decode the string. And then we get, this, and we can, from this square bracket B, you can tell, well, the data is in bytes now. So we're going to convert this data into base 64. We're just going to take a look at how we can do that. So, Java convert bytes into string. I mean, we could have used the code from that method, but I don't want to, right? I want to do everything from the really beginning. So we're going to use this car sets, right? And then we have this thing which converts this bytes into data somehow. So let's do that. Add that in here, and we have the str here, right? Let's try and print that as here. Oh, I think it's cool now. So does that work? There we go. What was happening wrong in that method? I'm not sure, right? We gotta see that. So it calls decrypt, right? Keystr, and oh my god, I made a really big mistake. Why didn't I notice it? Like, they literally passed keystr twice. Dude, I'm so dumb. We could just modify the IVStr here, and everything would have worked perfectly fine. There wouldn't have been a single issue. I mean, if we just strip it, right? I'm going to do that, dude. I'm going to remove all of this, all this. I'm going to paste that in here, and I'm going to run it again, right? It actually doesn't need this in here, but here I'm going to remove this parameter 0 here, and this UTF-8 as well. DSTR. There we go. So double brackets. Do we need those? I guess we do. I'm not sure. We'll see if there are any issues. And code just auto indents this, I guess. We have an issue. It says string cannot be converted to byte. We need to change the method name over here. And there we go. See, that was really easy. I mean, we were doing that dumb thing and that happened. So whatever. Okay, so now since we have the IP, we are going to make a curl request to that endpoint, this endpoint mentioned here, with the username and password. So what happens that in return you get a JWT, but since this was a locally hosted service, I cannot do that. But you can see the Lahore challenge solution, right? Since I created a burp file, so I had the response in it. So you can just see that Lahore challenge, LayerTwo Lahore. I think pretty much same. There wasn't that much difference, but Islamabad LayerTwo application had differences in it. So yeah, I'm not sure why management did that, but okay, whatever. So you make two requests to this IP, right? First with the username and password, then it returns a JWT. The JWT contains a flag along with another credentials pair that belongs to the admin, and then you again send those credentials in the post request. You get another JWT, and that JWT in the end contains the flag, the last flag, right? So the first flag was bugged out. The second flag you get from the initial JWT token return, and then you get the final flag from the other one. So yeah, it was pretty simple. No catches to this. So if you want to confirm this case, you can just check the Lahore solution of LayerTwo APK. I'll link that in the description, hopefully. So yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you very much for seeing. See you in the next one.